Okay, folks. Well, I got that other video, which I still got to edit and put up, but here's what I've come across. All right, right here where my finger is, that is it's a clutch seal. I thought the shifter, which is down under here, the shift shaft seal. Let me see if I can get the camera up under there. Point right up in here. I thought that was leaking oil, but it's not. It was actually this clutch lever, which kind of sits right behind. It goes in this hole right here. That was leaking, so got online and ordered what Suzuki said was a proper part. I don't know, they sent me a part and it looks like it kind of goes over the outside of this, so I'm going to have to see if I got a socket big enough to take this front sprocket off and get that fixed. But the neutral indicator, which is part of what I'm holding in my hand here, is broke, so I got a replacement one of those. I got to put that on. But I took it the other day and I kind of pressure washed it as best I could. I know I've missed a ton of stuff, but as you can see on the frame here, it's definitely got to, this engine's got to come out, all this stuff's got to come off, and I got to paint it up. I'm having a hell of a time trying to find replacement paint to fix this spot right here where it's chipped off. I don't mind a little bit of patina, but that's a good chunk missing out of that. The tank's actually in pretty good shape. I did get a speedometer cable for it, and I was able to thread it on even though part of the base of the speedometer was broken. It does appear to be working now. So, got that. I'm getting too old to crawl around on the ground. But, yeah, I know I need a motorcycle stand. Sourced hardware store. These are M3 screws. I got covers for the turn signals. And I need to pop the headlight back off because I need to show you guys how I ended up fixing that instead of spending $100+ on a sealed beam. When I took my 09 Tacoma, my Taco, I upgraded to LED lights. So I took one of the original headlights and I busted that bulb out of there, took the back side of it out, and wired in. I checked out the high, the low, and wired in a Tacoma light. And if you look at the back of this light for this Honda Express, right here, this is a sealed beam too. And there's actually a bulb inside here. Of course, there's still pieces of glass in there that I gotta take out. I did the same thing. I busted this off, busted the bulb out, took it all out, and I'll be damned, that Tacoma light fit right down in the opening. And since that bike's 12 volt, I was able to stick it in there, rewire it, and hot glue it in place, and get a working headlight for a hell of a lot cheaper than $100 and something for a sealed beam factory light. So I'm pretty stoked with that. Other than that, I haven't done anything else other than, like I said, pressure wash it, which it's, it's pretty clean. You can see it's pretty damn rusty, but I need to find a back fender still. This is not factory. This is a piece of plastic, and if you look up under here, you can kind of see where it is not a factory Suzuki part. I mean, they cut a piece of fender material and put it in place, which is fine. But I'm keeping my eye out for a back fender. So if anybody knows, it's got a back fender for a TS 185 or TC 185. Let me know. What else? Oh, the silencer that goes in here. It was shot. I don't even know what I did with it. But when you put it in there, the bike runs like crap. So it's pretty rusted up, clogged up. So a factory original, 110 bucks. I ordered a Chinese one, which probably won't be here until after the first of the year. It should fit in there, may work. I don't know. I may just go ahead and order the factory Suzuki one. But I gotta get this shift shaft seal put on, and then I can get this cover back on, and I'm gonna fire this thing up. I mean, I know it runs and rides. I've drove it around the yard. Pretty stoked. I wish I would have videoed what I did with the stuck piston and how I got that out of there. I know everybody has their own little techniques, but what works for me is take the head off and heat it up with a torch. Heat the piston around the edges with the piston with a torch. and I use MAP gas, and then let it cool a little bit, spray some PB Blaster down there, let that cool completely, heat it up again, sprays a little more PB Blaster down in there, and then start either spinning the back wheel, so I had it on my stand, and try to break the piston free. And that worked great. And then once I did that, I was able to, the fuel tank looked good on the inside. The guy had drained the fuel out of it, so there was just minimal surface rust on the tank, so that didn't look bad. The petcock is leaking. I do have another one coming from China because it was only $8 versus a factory $75 petcock from Suzuki. So anyway, I just hooked this up temporarily to feed fuel to it, and yeah, it drips a little bit, but it runs. These are the original Yokohama tires that came on the bike in 1974. They're just a little bit dry rotted, but they're still fine. Obviously, I've got a lot of surface rust here on some of the chromed parts that were back in the day, but I'm just going to clean those up and powder coat them. I'll redo the triple tree, powder coat that black. I'll probably just end up painting the frame black once I get the engine out. I do have a new seat cover for the back, and I'm pretty stoked about that. It was pretty cheap, and it does have the stuff in here. All the stuff's here. The only thing it is missing is at some point they had disconnected the turn signal blinker. It's missing out of here, but I have one from an old Honda that's 12 volt that should work. So I'll get that wired up. I got some rear turn signals coming. Still looking for a rear rack. So if anybody knows of a rear rack for a TC or a TS 185, 74 through 77, I think, holler at me. The tank, like I said, don't look too bad. A little bit of patina in there. I do have the proper straps coming to hold it down in place. But all this stuff here should buff out, clean up pretty good. Then I'll do the fork ears. The rims, not too worried about those. Leave them like they are, because I'm sure they'd be god-awful expensive to try to replace. And then tires, like I said, these are the original Yokohamas, so I don't know. I mean, I think the Shinko 241s or Kenda 241s, I think they may fit on here, but yeah, I'm not too worried about it. But I do have the key. The key works the gas tank, and it works the ignition, and it works the front lock, fork lock. So I got to look at, this light was working, now it's not working, so I got to take a look at that. I'm sure it's, being a 74, it's pretty freaking old. Get that going, and then I don't know, clean it up and see what I can do with it. I'm pretty stoked about it. It's a pretty peppy bike. On the controls here, you have this button here, which I know it's missing the knob, but this actually turns on the speedometer cluster lights. So I don't know, my battery's about half dead. My battery is completely dead. So then we got high-low beam, turn signals, your horn, and then the start button over here. So I do have a new clutch lever coming. So, but anyway, I'm going to wrap that up for now. I'm going to add to this, and I'll post it out there. Let me know what you guys think. I'm definitely going to restore this one to factory original. So pretty stoked about it because, like I said, it does run great. Drove it around the yard, and I'm not a wheeling kind of guy, but this thing will definitely, it's got some balls to it for a 185cc two-stroke. So anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. Have a good one.